Hey guys, welcome back to the best class ever, Honors English 2. We are on week 3, part 2 of Fahrenheit 451, cruising right along here. It is Tuesday, April 28th. Today we are going to read pages 81 to 88 and then complete the next reading task. So let's take a look at our part 2 guide. Open that in Google Classroom for me, please. Yesterday, you should finish this first little chunk, those 3 things missing from society and why each of those are important. If you didn't complete this yesterday, go back and review page 81 to find the answers. But we're going to go ahead and keep things moving. So as we read 82 to 88 today, we want to keep this question in mind. What is Montag and Faber's plan? So yesterday, finishing up with 81, Faber and Montag left off at a point in their conversation where Montag was just about to tell Faber his plan, and Faber stopped him. So it seems like Faber is a little bit paranoid, and rightly so, because Montag, up until this point, has been the enemy, so to speak. He is a firefighter. So the kind of things that they're talking about are absolutely punishable offenses here. So the stakes are high. To outline their plan, you're just going to first give me a summary of what they plan to do. Next, you're going to give me an explanations of obstacles that could hinder the plan. What I mean by that is I want you to explain things that might get in the way and then as a result ruin or foil their plan. And then finally, I want you to make a prediction about the success of the plan. Do you think it'll work? Why or why not? Give me 1 or 2 sentences to explain your answer there. Let's go ahead and start reading together. Meet me at page 82. Plant the books, turn in an alarm, and see the firemen's houses burn. Is that what you mean? Faber raised his brows and looked at Montag as if he were seeing a new man. I was joking. If you thought it would be a plan worth trying, I'd have to take your word it would help. You can't guarantee things like that. After all, when we had all the books we needed, we still insisted on finding the highest cliff to jump off. But we do need a breather. We do need knowledge, and perhaps in 1,000 years we might pick smaller cliffs to jump off. The books are to remind us what asses and fools we are. They're Caesar's praetorian guard, whispering as the parade roars down the avenue. Remember, Caesar, thou art mortal. Excuse me. Most of us can't rush around talking to everyone, know all the cities of the world. We haven't time, money, or that many friends. The things you're looking for, Montag, are in the world, but the only way the average chap will ever see 99% of them is in a book. Don't ask for guarantees, and don't look to be saved in any one thing, person, machine, or library. Do your own bit of saving, and if you drown, at least die knowing you were headed for shore. Faber got up and began to pace the room. Well, asked Montag. You're absolutely serious? Absolutely. It's an insidious plan, if I do say so myself. Faber glanced nervously at his bedroom door. To see the firehouses burn across the land, destroyed as hotbeds of treason, the salamander devours his tail. Oh, God! I've a list of firemen's residences everywhere. Some sort of underground. Can't trust people. That's the dirty part. You and I, and who else will set the fires? Aren't there professors like yourself, former writers, historians, linguists, dead or ancient? The older the better, they'll go unnoticed. You know, dozens, admit it. Oh, there are many actors alone who haven't acted Pirandello or Shaw or Shakespeare for years because their plays are too aware of the world. We could use their anger, and we could use the honest rage of those historians who haven't written a line for 40 years. True, we might form classes in thinking and reading. Yes, but that would just nibble the edges. The whole culture's shot through. The skeleton needs melting and reshaping. Good God, it isn't as simple as just picking up a book you laid down half a century ago. Remember, the firemen are rarely necessary. The public itself stopped reading of its own accord. You firemen provide a circus now and then, at which buildings are set off and crowds gather for the pretty blaze, but it's a small sideshow indeed, and hardly necessary to keep things in line. So few want to be rebels anymore, and out of those few, most, like myself, scare easily. Can you dance faster than the White Clown, shout louder than Mr. Gimmick and the Parlor families? If you can, you'll win your way, Montag. In any event, you're a fool. People are having fun. Committing suicide? Murdering? A bomb flight had been moving east all the time they talked, and only now did the two men stop and listen, feeling the great jet sound tremble inside themselves. Patience, Montag. Let the war turn off the families. Our civilization is flinging itself to pieces. Stand back from the centrifuge. There has to be someone ready when it blows up. What, men quoting Milton? Saying, I remember Sophocles? Reminding the survivors that man has his good side too? They will only gather up their stones to hurl at each other. Montag, go home. Go to bed. Why waste your final hours racing about your cage, denying you're a squirrel? Then you don't care anymore? I care so much I'm sick. And you won't help me? Good night. Good night. Montag's hands picked up the Bible. He saw what his hands had done, and he looked surprised. Would you like to own this? Faber said, I'd give my right arm. Montag stood there and waited for the next thing to happen. His hands, by themselves, like two men working together, began to rip the pages from the book. The hands tore the flyleaf and then the first and the second page. Idiot, what are you doing? Faber sprang up as if he'd been struck. He fell against Montag. Montag warded him off and let his hands continue. 6 more pages fell to the floor. He picked them up and wadded the paper under Faber's gaze. Don't, oh, don't, said the old man. Who can stop me? I'm a fireman. I can burn you. The old man stood looking at him. You wouldn't. I could. The book, don't tear it any more. Faber sank into a chair, his face very white, his mouth trembling. Don't make me feel any more tired. What do you want? I want you to go ahead. This is where it gets good. I don't want to stop reading with y'all. So go ahead, remember, and finish up to page 88 on your own, and then create your outline of Montag and Faber's plan. Enjoy reading. If you have any trouble, shoot me an email. Hop on to Google Meets so we can virtually chat, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.